Hello, everybody. So I normally don't like to get too political here, but I just felt like sharing this. So I'm not a fan of either side of the political aisle. I think they're both doing a pretty bad job in both sides of the aisle. They're putting business first. Politicians always make a lot of promises that they don't want to keep. These Democrats have done a terrible job. This whole fucking channel's about weed, right? I'm wearing a weed shirt and I got a pipe in my hand right now, a gnarly pipe that I'm shy to show on camera. It's hard to clean. Leave me alone. I just cleaned it the other day. So, I'm kind of a liberal. I don't align with a lot of Republican values. I'm not a religious guy. I think the way the Republican Party parades Jesus out all the time just to keep the Christians in their corner, I think it's kind of gross. And like, we're a secular state. We're a secular country. The under God stuff was added long after our country's foundation, our country's founding, for lack of a better word. So all this talk about the USA being a Christian country, it's bullshit. It's a myth. And like, you can take any holy book and pull commands out of that holy book. And if you were to legalize some of these commands, people would be literally getting away with murder and slavery and things of this nature. So it is safest to avoid religion in politics, because every religion has some bad medieval stuff to it. So, like, for me to vote Republican is pretty crazy. Like, I can't believe... I've just been forced. I've been forced into this position. Like, how many blue states do we have that the people are happy? The only people that are happy in places like Oregon and California are people that have way too much money, or people that moved from some other shithole that was worse than where they're from. And I'm talking about Americans. Like, I'm leaving international folk, migrants, out of this conversation, because I don't think it's fair, to give them a hard time. But I'd like to give people that were born here in America a hard time, because they're my business. I think that I don't understand. I don't understand enough about what it's like to come to America to talk about it, so I mostly leave it alone but that's a different conversation. We'll get to that. I'm going to contradict myself a little bit, but for the most part, I have problems with Americans that have, they're lethal in a car, they're rude, they break laws left and right. Like, I most of my concern comes down to driving, because these people out of state plates, they come here and drive crazy and almost hit me multiple times a day. And man, I had someone today that was just parked in the middle of the road, blocking the road. Out of state plate. I had to honk and yell for about 3 minutes to get this person to clear the road. Someone could have come up and rear-ended us at any time. So, I don't even remember. But all these blue states suck. The government is crap. These Democrats can't do their job anymore. Like, that's all. And it's not that the Republicans can. It's just, I feel like I'm dealing with teenagers when I'm dealing with these fucking blue dogs. It's like I gotta, it's like they don't take their job seriously. you know? Come here, Molly. So it comes down to the Democrats' terrible job that has pushed me to vote for them. And as far as immigration is concerned, it does seem like there are a lot getting in that are not savory people. You know, like I'm seeing the videos on Twitter, right? I'm seeing the long line of people coming in. I'm seeing all the videos of the psychos with the machetes here and in the UK and all these other countries that just let everybody in. I have to let the dog in. I've heard a lot about the it just doesn't seem like we're vetting people like we used to. But and the price of things, all the groceries, everything is expensive. Everything you can spend money on, you're spending more money on it now. All of it. And it just keeps going up and up and up and up. And when a Republican is in office, we say, hey, what the fuck? Do your job. This economy's going down the drain. But when a Democrat is in office, we make up all these fucking excuses, you know. And Biden was there just like Kamala was for 4 years, and people are ready to vote for Kamala, and she's just as responsible as Biden, as far as I'm concerned. She didn't have any good ideas then, and I can't expect her to have any good ideas now. And I don't like second chances. Fuck you. You know, if you think I'm going to give you a second chance after you destroyed the country. COVID was a hard thing to handle. They did a terrible job, though. They did about the worst possible job. I think if they had locked down for a few weeks to a month, that could have been doable. But I think that COVID stopped being bad after the first month. Just the symptoms were not as brutal. I ended up catching it. I couldn't tell you what point in the COVID cycle I caught it, but I caught it and was down for a few weeks. You know, like, forcing everybody to lock down was retarded because it didn't fix a thing. Everybody that was going to get it ended up catching it. Period. Unless you were somehow immune to it. Like, I don't think that lockdown did a damn thing. I don't think it helped us in any way. I think a lot of people died because they couldn't get proper care because the way all the rules were around COVID, and the hospitals just weren't taking people. A friend of mine, his mom died. They wouldn't take her because of the whole COVID situation. They ended up taking her in like a few weeks later. It was too late, though. The cancer had already spread. It was too late, and she eventually died from it not too long after. So this is just terrible. You know, just the spiral that we've gone through in this country is too much. And unless Bernie wants to run, I'm not voting for these fucking Democrats ever again. Like, they're just doing a bad job. Like, let's forget all the details. You can be bad at your job as a politician. You know, like, I think the details just get in the way of that fact. I think they're clueless, and I think they need to go. So, anyway, I can't believe I voted Republican. I'm not enthusiastic about it. I don't like the Republican Party. I don't think this is going to be progress. This is just trying to get us back to a manageable state. But I was pushed. Like, you know, I can't trust these fucking Democrats anymore. I can't. And you know, at least since Obama, we've always been engaged in a shit ton of wars under a Democrat. You know, both, you know, we weren't engaged in shit during Trump's presidency, and now we're right back to the way it was under Obama. Wars left and right. All the money's going to war. God, I forgot to even mention all the Ukraine and Israel shit. That's not our business. That's none of our business. if we get out of all the other world's drama, then people will hate us less. You know, it's just, I don't know what we have to gain getting involved with Syria and Ukraine. Just makes us look bad. Anyway, guys, that's all I got.